Most favourites just never got involved there in New Zealand. Sudden Strike at $2.50 a
outside is Latin Rain at his first start over the jumps and our grades. They're all in with the exception of Les Vosruda. As soon as the barrier attendants came out to him, he realised what was on, and he's been backpedalling away from the line, even though he'd been blindfolded for 3 or 4 minutes over at the gates. He sensed what was on as soon as the barrier attendants came to him, and he doesn't want to move up into the gates at all. This race is over 3,000 metres. They jump 10 hurdles. A double up the side, 2 in the straight, the home straight. Then they turn out of the straight, 1 near the 1700. Then a double, and then they go out to complete the first circuit. Now they're set to run. Track is slow, railers out 4.5 metres, and they're away in the hurdle. And a good start too, with Zabuan one of the first to bounce out. Sir Richie on the outside, and close quarters jump well at the first hurdle, and over on the inside is Les Vosruda. Latin Rain's drop back with Zabuan now. They're second and third last, and our grades is last of the 6 runners. Sir Richie comes along to the second hurdle in the race. Oh, on the inside of him, Les Vosruda hit it very, very hard. That really took the wind from his sails early. Sir Richie in front of Les Vosruda, and close quarters moving up on the outside in company with Zabuan. And 2 lengths away, Latin Rain, who's racing on the outside of our grades. Up towards the turn the first time, and Sir Richie in front. The favourite Zabuan striding up on the outside, sits about a neck to a half length away from the leader. Les Vosruda in behind them, third on the inside from close quarters. Then Latin Rain and our grades. First of a double down the straight. Les Vosruda in third place. The fence jumped it a bit better, and it's Sir Richie in front. He leads by a neck. In second placing, Zabuan. Then close quarters outside Les Vosruda as they come to the one in front of the Stewards Tower. Back behind them, then Les Vosruda jumped that one tentatively on the inside, and going up on his outside, our grades, forcing Latin Rain 3 deep. Small bunched field as they leave the straight now, and out towards the 2,000 metres. The next hurdle coming up, and Sir Richie by a length. Sir Richie in front of Zabuan and close quarters. A length and a half to our grades had gone up to take closer order, and then Les Vosruda and Latin Rain is at the tail of the field. So they're making their way out towards the 1,600 metres, and there hasn't been much pace in the race. Sir Richie set the tempo, pricks his ears as he's about to sight the next hurdle. Sir Richie by a length and a half, Zabuan, close quarters, and our grades as they leap it, and the leader tucked into it again. Les Vosruda back second last on the inside, and Latin Rain on his outside, and there's about 6 lengths covering the 6 runners. At the next hurdle, 13.50 out, and the leader Sir Richie 3/4 Zabuan. Close quarters over on the inside in third placing, and then came our grades fourth, a length and a half to Les Vosruda, second last on the inside of Latin Rain. They've not quickened. 1,100 metres left to go, and 3 hurdles to get over, and they're coming up the side of the course with Sir Richie 3/4 Zabuan. Close quarters the inside. Our grades, it's been in 4th place for much of the journey after an early move. Then Les Vosruda, who's back second last, and last is Latin Rain. So they've done a circuit now. 3 left to get over. Back to the railway side, and Sir Richie being pressed now by Zabuan. The pace quickens. 800 metres to go. Our grades hooks out 3 wide, and then close quarters, who didn't jump it well, and Les Vosruda at the back in company with Latin Rain. Nearing the 600 metres in the second last hurdle, and Sir Richie just in front. Our grades out 3 wide, issuing a threat. Zabuan in the centre. He's struggling to go with these 2 leaders at this point, and then came close quarters, and 2 or 3 lengths away Les Vosruda, Latin Rain. Sir Richie in front coming around the turn. He's going to straighten up by almost a length to our grades, and close quarters could be the one. He's coming home on the inside. Zabuan not done with. He's still there battling strongly into the straight. Sir Richie in front, 1 to get over. Zabuan pulled to the outside for clear room now. He's coming after this leader. At the last, Sir Richie in front of Zabuan. Close quarters the inside, and then our grades. Down with 100 metres to go. Sir Richie tackled on the outside by Zabuan. He's put his head in front. Driven to the lead now by Willie Harnett. He comes away, and Zabuan, he looked to be battling before the turn, but he's won it well. Zabuan beats Sir Richie in close quarters. And back behind them, our grades 4th, followed in then by Latin Rain next to last. Les Vosruda has run last. That early mistake just took its toll on him. He never jumped properly after that, and he's finished at the back.
Placings of 3, 4, 6, 4th to be confirmed. Willie Harnett for Jim Maloney, and there's the dividends listed on screen for you. We're just awaiting Quinellis and trifectas to come through. Eagle Farm in 5, Pirello's all the rages, the rain.
How successful it's been, and what a perfect day it is here. And we were talking about Masquerado, the hot pot for the first, 160, 130. And out of a Noble Bijou Mare by Straight Strike, and who knows, next preparation he might be adept at journeys longer than today's. Talking about Masquerado, he moves in now. He's drawn alongside a first starter, King of Passion, who's by King of Kings, trained by Gay Waterhouse. Masquerado, of course, from the Graham Rogerson yard. January about to move in, the only filly in the race. Derby Parade still away, and so too is Oh Mine, in the well-known colours of John and Marilyn Baxter. Out of a Dr. Grace mare, Oh Mine, French Love. Correct weight, Eagle Farm. Now, Oh Mine coming forward. And once Oh Mine settles in the gates, they'll be set and ready to go, but Oh Mine is just a little reluctant to move in. She's there now, or he is. Ready to run, the first of the day, and they're off and racing, and Masquerado jumped very, very well from stall 2. Out nicely was Rambling, and the same can be said for Derby Parade, followed by King of Passion tracking the speed. January is second last and about 4 lengths to Oh Mine. Masquerado leads a half length as they run down past the 900, but getting a little closer is Derby Parade. King of Passion, third, parked over on the inside of Rambling, and then comes January, and 2.5 lengths to Oh Mine. This is the order, racing along to the 700. And Masquerado given a bit more rein by Beedman and opens up about 3/4 of a length on Derby Parade past the 600. Rambling third, followed by King of Passion, about 3 to January and 2.5 to Oh Mine. Masquerado in front as they come onto the home corner, about a half length on Derby Parade. A length away third, Rambling. King of Passion trying to get through, can't at the moment, and 2 to January as they come to the 250. And now Darren Beedman calls upon this good-looking colt. Masquerado gives the horse a crack with the whip, and Masquerado raced about 2.5 clear. In second posse is now King of Passion, followed by January, but Masquerado in front and in no danger, and there's 2 out of 2 for this promising youngster. Masquerado all the way from King of Passion and January, from Rambling, Oh Mine and Derby Parade. Masquerado, I think he's got a very nice future. 170 and 110. King of Passion has paid $2.50, and January, there'll be no third tote. Straight Strike Classic Eve, the breeding of Masquerado, and he is part owned by Graham Rogerson, with Miss D. Howell, L. Nestad and G. Barber, trained by Graham Rogerson and ridden by Darren Beedman. Gee, he's making a good fist of the premiership, D. Beedman. He's gradually closing in on the joint leaders, Corey Brown and Chris Muntz. 1, 4, 6 and 2, so that winner officially 170 and 110. Number 4, King of Passion, 250, no third for 6 January.
First 4 will pay $49.40. 1, 4, 6 and 2 across the line. First 4, Ian Craig calling the action at Randwick this afternoon. Cheltenham's first race sees the youngsters going around. We'll await that winning time too on the first race at Randwick, which will be all important. Miss Scarchi, number 5, is the total elect. It's now under $2.20. It's the Rory's Jester filly that Peter Jolly puts the polish on. David Carney with the ride. Rory's Typhoon, Leon McDonald's stable representative. Another one by Rory's Jester. And placed recently at Murray Bridge. That was behind Miss Scarchi. Flash Henry the 6, Mr. Henry Seahorse, the sire of Victory Vane. Ken Sweeney is the trainer, recent trial winner, 1 placing in 3 starts. Mr. Tornado, its stablemate by Mystery Storm. First starter, does have a trial win to its credit. Was sent out for a break after a couple of nice trials back in the spring of last year. Classical Rock, number 4. Mark Minervini, prepared son of Johan Quatz. Just the 1 start at Murray Bridge. Raced greenly behind Miss Scarchi. And outside of those, that's the lineup for the first, the mid-year Earth Fair Handicap. Checking the market at Caulfield, ratings 2 and 4 equal, ahead of 7 and 8. One of those equal top raters is Regal Tess. In the saddle today? Well, let's find out from Alf Matthews.
Stephen, Regal Tess, the upcoming race. I thought it didn't have a lot of luck the other day, was forced to cover a bit of ground. How did you think the run was?
Yeah, she ran super the other day. Like you said, she probably didn't show the pace really that I expected her to, and she got back a little bit, and they were all leading and winning that night at the Valley, so it makes it hard. Yeah, it makes it hard, but she had a bit of a flat spot in between probably the 400 and the 600 and was struggling for a while, but tried very hard and almost got there on the line, so it was a very big run.
Up to the 1400 a day?
Yeah, stepping up the 1400. She's never been on the slow track before, so she's had a couple of starts on the dead, I think, but as long as she handles that, I think she tries very hard. I'm sure she'll run well.
The hardest thing about it, nor it's anything else.
Yeah, exactly right.
Hey, King Wyndham, I thought he was disappointing, but his form is outstanding on wet ground.
Yeah, I thought he's very disappointing. I think they expected him to run very well, and he went well below par, and but the track was firm, so he may have jarred up. All his wins in New Zealand have been on slow and heavy ground, so we'll find out today.
Interesting point, sir, because I thought he was under a little bit of pressure early. The 1400 again may suit.
Yeah, that's right. He drew wide the other day. I had to bring him back a little bit, but as soon as I brought him back, he was off the bridle and struggling, so we're under pressure sort of at the 800, which was a worry, but today with the slow ground, hopefully he'll show his true colours.
Easy Virtue's got good speed. Will you take advantage of it in race 7?
I spoke to Nigel Blackerson. He probably thought that she got ridden a little bit close last start, so we'll probably try and take the sit, which there's a lot of scratchings, luckily, because we did draw very wide. We'll come from the outside, but if I can take the sit, I will. She handles the wet track, so she's a very nice ride for me today.
And you've got a nice ride with Beach Symphony in the last. Good luck.
Thanks very much, Alf.
Stevie Vasta with a nice book of rides here at Caulfield.
Sure does, Alf, as we look at Darren Beeben, who had a lovely armchair ride in the opening race on the card, the San Miguel Handicap. If you missed that first 4, it's 1, 4, 6 and 2, $49.40. That horse is by Straight Strike. Graham Rogerson puts the polish on. Straight Strike and Mulatto have been the two real flag bearers for the Mr. Prospector line in Australia. He did stand at start in New Zealand, and Darren looks pretty happy after that apparently comfortable win in the first. Just the winning time to be confirmed, so we'll confirm that very, very soon. Lovely run from the runner-up, the Waterhouse Stable representative, King of Passion. Big, long, striding horse who took a long time to get clear running, and when did, fought doggedly to the line in second, third, going the way of January. Runners are parading at Caulfield.
They're on their way in the first event today, and the first out in the middle here is Zabuan, but quickly going up close quarters. Les Vosrula railing up on the inside, and Sir Richie further out. Behind them, Latin Rainus have come down to the second. Sir Richie just led from Les Vosrula. They only cantered out of the second flight, a length further back in the race, close quarters from Zabuan. And Latin Rain, Les Vosrula walked straight through it. Didn't handle it at all well. The rider was up forward in the saddle, and Sir Richie takes over by nearly 2 lengths to Les Vosrula, close quarters, and Zabuan 3 wide early as they jog around the top turn with 2,400 metres to go. Then Latin Rain being restrained on the outside of our grades. The favourite, Zabuan, is going to be up outside Sir Richie, coming into the home straight in the first lap. 2 flights down the straight, the first one down here at about the 350 metre mark, and Sir Richie nearly a length in front of Zabuan on his outside as they measure that one. Leader clipped it a little, back on the inside Les Vosrula, close quarters outside it. A length and a half then to our grades and Latin Rain. Second flight coming up, the one about 50 metres shy of the winning post, and Sir Richie comes to it. Measured it okay from Zabuan, who just half reached for it. He's gone up to the leader's girth, a length and a half close quarters. Then Les Vosrula, our grades, and Latin Rain was pratted out 3 deep going out of the straight. 2,000 metres to go. Sir Richie about a half length in front. Outside him still is Zabuan, a length and a half to close quarters. One further back in the race, our grades. A length into Les Vosrula, 3/4 the outside, Latin Rain. Up to the next they go. Over it at the 1,700 metre mark, and the leader Sir Richie handled it okay. About a length and a half in front of close quarters. He's made good ground up on the inside of Zabuan. A length and a half into our grades, and then 3/4 further back at the 1,600 would have been Les Vosrula and Latin Rain outside it. Next flight coming up, 2 along the back, and Sir Richie over it well, a length and a half in front. Close quarters got into it, and moving forward again, Zabuan almost on terms of Sir Richie. Sir Richie at the 1,400 metre mark, 3/4 to a length in front. Of on the outside, Zabuan, who hit that a little. A length and a half further back is on the inside. Would have been coming up towards this next one at the 1,300 metre mark, close quarters. They're followed by our grades, Les Vosrula and Latin Rain. Going up towards the top of the hill, and they've got 3 flights to get over. They're on the flat here, and they'll pick up the next one down at the 800 metre mark, coming down the side, and Sir Richie 3/4 in front of Zabuan, a length further back, close quarters, a half our grades. 2 then to Les Vosrula and Latin Rain outside it. No change, 3 flights to get over on the side at the 1,000 metre mark, back from where they started, and it's still Sir Richie. Now Zabuan putting a little bit more pressure on, goes up outside him, a length and a half our grades and close quarters at the third last, and they start to quicken up in front. Sir Richie just led Zabuan. Our grades are half away third, a length and a half close quarters, 2 lengths Les Les Vosrilla, who's ridden along on the inside of Latin Rain, has gone past him. Second last to the 600 metre mark, Zabuan reached for it, and Sir Richie landed a half length in front. Coming at him, our grades, a length and a half to 2 lengths, Zabuan, dropping to third. They're followed by close quarters. 3 lengths, Les Vosrilla, hard ridden with Latin Rain. Sir Richie still the leader, 1 flight to get over, 3 quarters in front. Up on the outside, our grade, Zabuan still with a kick, and close quarters is going to save the ground. Right up on the inside, running home well. At the 400 now, Sir Richie a half, Sir on the outside, Zabuan. Close quarters, here's the last flight coming up. Sir Richie jumped at a neck in front of Zabuan. Close quarters on the inside, Zabuan going up again to Sir Richie. On the flat, he's got a bit much toe here, and he takes the lead now, Zabuan. Draws 3 quarters to a half in front, and Zabuan's coming away to win the first, a length and a half. Sir Richie second, 2 lengths to close quarters third. Fourth is our grades, a long gap in the race into Latin Rain. And last of all, Les Vosrilla.
And the winners, Zabuan, 271.70 from 4, Sir Richie, to pay 240, no third for number 6. Close quarters, they're moving up at Newcastle. And the favourite there is pre-pack at $2.90, $1.90 the place. Whilst Eagle Farm, they're on the track. The
Greg Miles.
First 3 or 4 are in the gates, and the best tried on course clearly is Regal Tess, who is a filly taking on the colts, but she has some form on soft ground to her credit. Whilst Deputy Head, all his form's been on good tracks, and he's been a drifter on course. That's the big query. Lashed, now raced by Sir Patrick Hogan, has come in for good support at longer odds. It's been the one that's been trimming up right through betting at big odds. Here's Barrenjoey Sunrise coming in. Lashed is about to go into the gates. I'll Be Gone's rider, Link Robertson, has a red cap. Another move for Regal Tess. It's been a very strong move on course. It's a clear favourite now from Dantana, Deputy Head, and then out to Fuji Dancer and Saints Union. The next line of betting is Lashed, who's come in from fairly big figures. Now at this point, Dan Nikolic has dismounted from Lashed, and this filly is going to come in riderless. In she goes, all white colours on show and power, about to come up. Plenary Indulgence is going to be one of the last, in fact, almost the last to go in. Last up will be Deputy Head. He led all the way in winning last start, and unless they have a change of riding tactics, some of the others, he should find the lead comfortably again. It's a matter of whether he'll handle the ground. The betting says he won't. It's been a big drifter. They're set. Ready and racing. Dexterous out reasonably the inside, away fast Plenary Indulgence and also Deputy Head. In the early stages going forward as Regal Tess up to a prominent role. Lashed showed no pace and is back last of all. Plenary Indulgence led. Regal Tess goes up into second placing, and Deputy Head took a sit on them third on the inside. One Barrenjoey Sunrise, a length Dexterous on the inside in the All Cerise. About a length further back in the field, Fuji Dancer, 2 lengths to Dantana, who wants to over race. I'll Be Gone on the fence. 3 lengths further back is Saints Union, followed by Lashed and Show and Power, 2.5 lengths away. 700 left to go. Plenary Indulgence on top today, led Regal Tess. Deputy Head is a length away third, 2 Barrenjoey Sunrise, another 2 Dexterous, the inside of Fuji Dancer, Dantana. I'll Be Gone hard ridden on the rail, followed by Lashed, and then came Saints Union and Show and Power last of all as they neared the corner. And it's Plenary Indulgence by about a neck here from Regal Tess, and Deputy Head easing out 3 wide to come after the leaders, and they're about 3 lengths to Fuji Dancer, Barrenjoey Sunrise, and then Dexterous as they sweep around the turn. Plenary Indulgence grabbed by Deputy Head. Here's Fuji Dancer down the outside. Regal Tess in the centre battling away. Fuji Dancer's come with a sharp run at the 200, hit the lead. Lashed is making plenty of ground on the inside, and Dexterous down the outside. Fuji Dancer with about 50 to go in front. Dexterous after it. Dexterous is finishing the better, takes the lead, and Dexterous drew away to win by a length to 3/4 of a length. Lashed has finished hard on the inside to grab second, I'd say, from Fuji Dancer, and then came Deputy Head and I'll Be Gone with a break further back in the field then to Show and Power, picking up a few. Trailed further back in the field at the head of the others was Plenary Indulgence and Barrenjoey Sunrise, Saints Union, Dantana and Regal Tess.
Yeah, there was some interference in the home running there, but none with Dexterous. As we watch the action here, see the orange cap in the middle? The run that was there disappeared, and the rider had to stand up in the irons, and Dexterous in the Cerise swooped out wide late, and 4th placing will confirm for you shortly. Greg Miles calling the action at Caulfield. 260 for the place for the 7, so the 12 successful, At its second start, it's 2 from 2 is its current race record. 12, 10, 7 and fourth to be confirmed. It's the well-named one we referred to.
It's been a big